that the people who run those countries are cooperating with the Illuminists in the United States and Europe. And when it happens in their country, they're going to arrest them and try them, like I expect will happen in the United States and Western Europe and Canada, maybe even Mexico. That's if you can keep the mobs away from the people who have been doing this to us. And I don't know whether you're going to be capable of doing that, because the mob's going to say, well, that guy over there, that Maurice Greenberg or that this Mr. Madoff, he stole everybody's money. Let's hang him up on the light standard here, and they'll do it. It's not going to be nice. Look at the French Revolution. Could be a lot worse than that.
Brian also suggests about having their own water supply via something like the Eclo Blue, which generates water out of humidity, and also maybe some backup power source like a solar generator.
Yeah, who carries those kind of things?
Internet. You can just go on the internet and Google it.
Yeah, but does
do your research as far
the herb lady or the freeze dry guy carry that stuff?
No, I don't think so. No.
Okay.
But it is a great idea, and again, it's the suitability. And be careful on some of those power solar generators, because I've had comments about sometimes you don't get what you pay for. So be very careful and make sure you try to do your research. And if you get the research and you find a great source, please let me know and send it to discountgoldandsilver@yahoo.com. Is Blagojevich being offered up by the Obama people to cover up their missteps?
Yes.
And that was a quick answer. And speaking of the French, a strike by hundreds of thousands of French public and private sector workers has held up traffic across the country, and this was a question on Thursday. Workers are demanding the government take stronger action over the economic crisis by protecting jobs and wages. The one-day strike, dubbed Black Thursday, has shut down rail and metro lines in the capital, choked public services, and left millions of children without teachers.
Well, that's all true. And they had a lot of rioting, which in part was generated from that. And, as this thing gets worse, you're going to see more and more of it. And the police are not going to be able to handle it. I mean, you're talking 100,000 people and 1,000 policemen. And things can get pretty nasty. And it's just, we're headed to real trouble. This is in Europe, which is sane. I mean, there hasn't been much trouble in Europe for, since the Second World War. I mean, they have their strikes and they have demonstrations, but nothing approaching what we're having now, and it's extremely widespread. The Baltic countries, which is Latvia, Estonia, Lithuania, Bulgaria, Romania, Greece, now Paris, and throughout France. And I expect England to blow sky high. I mean, that is a real problem. And, you're going to have problems in Spain, Portugal, and Ireland, but they're not going to be anything like that you're going to see in England. It's going to be very bad there.
This morning I had a chance just to watch a little bit of CNBC, and the co-founder of Home Depot was on there, and he was talking about this legislation that's being passed through regarding the union. And I saw Obama did sign some executive orders regarding the unions today, but he was pretty strong in saying anybody that passes that and votes for that should be thrown out of the office. It's all a payback for the election of these unions, that it's taken the private vote away from the from the worker. And he said some pretty strong words about throwing these guys out of office, that they should be shot.
But the problem is they're the first ones to give the union workers slave wages.
Yep.
If they didn't have a union. So, you got to find a balance there. He's got an axe to grind. And I'm not pro-union.
No.
But, you got to be fair. The worker has to have a decent, acceptable wage. And usually employers do not want to pay that. And that's why there's unions. Because unfortunately in the last 25 years or more, all of the union leadership practically is sold out to the opposition. So the workers have very little protection at all. It's terrible. But unions happened and exist for a reason. And the reason is greed by manufacturers. And, back in the 20s and 30s, they're all communists. Well, that may have been true in some instances. But most people who are in unions or were in unions then weren't communists.
We got a couple minutes left.
Take up that 80-page question.
No, I just got Murray sent us a website for the ecoloblue.com for the
there you go.
Water that takes the humidity and gives you some drinking water. So you can go to the Ecolo Blue. It's ECOLOBLUE.com. So if you want to use the www.ECOLOBLUE.com.
Last question.
Yeah. Also have an email came in that Kramer, and it was funny because I got a call yesterday where Kramer was saying to sell gold shares, sell your gold. It's not going to do anything. Somebody called in, and I guess it was from, I don't know if it was from Pitco or somebody that got through, said that he's wrong and that with all the money that they're printing and everything like that, there's no way that gold is going to go down. It's only going to continue to go higher. And Kramer eventually turned, kind of agreed with them and had the look of shock and agreement with them. And I just got an email saying that Kramer is now reversing his comments this afternoon when he was on a program saying that gold and shares will continue to go up, and he did take out a Nico Eagle. So there you go.
Nico Eagle, the best mining company in the world.
He changed his tune real quick. But you know what?
Well, I think sometimes he's pushed to do that.
Yes.
I mean, they won't even let me on there. And I'm very good on television. I've been on thousands of times. And in the last, 15, 20 years, they won't even let me on. Because they don't want to allow the public to hear the things that we talk about on the radio.
And I also had a question regarding silver numismatic coins. And he says we never talk about it. And should they be a part of a portfolio, or are they a bad investment? If they should be a part of our portfolios, then silver coins, what should we target? If numismatic silver isn't a good investment, what type of silver coins should we buy? I think if you go into the numismatic silver, you just want to go into the Mint State 63, Mint State 64, maybe the 5s or the Morgan's peace dollars. The Morgans are highly desired over the peace dollars, but yet the peace dollar is a little bit more rare. They've done nothing. I mean, they barely moved with even when silver went to 22. However, their peaks are $400, $500, $600. So you do have the potential for a very high upside. So you only buy these if you don't have anything else to buy and you just want to get some. So they do have the potential. The circulated peace dollars and Morgans, no. If you're looking, you just buy gold bullion coins like gold eagles, silver eagles, junk silver, and you try to get as much as you can for your dollars. I've heard the buzzards were gone for the week, and thank you, Bob, for joining us today.